watching Gov's Radio. This is where you go if you want to see something or if you want to hear something funny. Coming up in just a couple of minutes. This is a joke I told. What? I'm not on Gov Radio? Call the police. Call my agent.
To the snake. Are we on that? No, we're not. No, right? Give us the cue. Whenever you're ready, Tony.
When we are still
good.
That extra bow.
Oh, there we are. Oh, we're on. I'm listening. We always listen to this, right?
I refuse to.
Oh, don't. Can you play a little more, Tone?
Yeah.
So right there, if you hear the snare drum there,
Yes.
it reminds me of when I was in the school band. The school band and the conductor would be like yelling at you, "Don't hit that drum."
It's like Eddie Layton doing house music.
It is. I got one of the best. I remember, I forget who the orchestra teacher's name was, but I was in the band, and then we were doing a Christmas concert, Hallelujah, where it goes dun 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 dun, and I was playing the timpani.
Right.
And he didn't know me. He goes, and that's a strong timpani part.
Mm-hmm.
And he saw me get up to the timpanis. He goes, "Have you ever played this before?" It was his name was Cunnins. Were you in the orchestra?
Alan.
Yes.
Nice guy.
You know who I'm talking about.
I like Alan. Mr. Cummings was a nice guy.
Right, but he was when he was behind the stick. Oh, wow. You don't want to be behind the stick.
Give him a stick.
Oh boy, if you were wrong on the music, and we played it once though, and he said, "Not bad." He gave me a speed. He said like that, just like that. He goes, "I'm impressed." So that
I've seen him on Facebook. I believe he's a Mets fan. Steve.
He still is. He must be retired.
I'm sure.
Gotta be retired.
Chorus teacher, Mr. Holdridge. He passed away a few months ago.
I know that name. Was that Massapequa?
Massapequa before that burner.
Okay.
So.
By the way, thanks, Tone, for playing that. I just wanted to reminisce a little nostalgia. It made me think of better years gone by.
Well,
I don't know if they were better.
I see you're ready for baseball.
Well, thank you for noticing.
That's a nice shirt. Is that a gift? Was that a Christmas gift?
Steve is right on the money, boy. He woke up. He didn't even sleep. He's got hypothermia.
I did nap. That's why
Steve came straight from MetLife Stadium to do the show. And by the way, the show is the Steve Squared Show. In case for those of you playing at home, we have a board version now of the Steve Squared Show. It's fantastic. Do you ever play it?
I haven't yet played it.
Oh, it's wonderful. It's by Patel, not Mattel. It's by Patel. It's made in India. Yeah.
Okay, very good. Very good.
Thank you. I'll get you though. It's a board game with dice. It's a lot of fun.
Look,
there's little figures of us. Like it's like
who needs the board game when you're bored every Monday on this, right?
Can I? Let me get Steve. I'm gonna. No.
Thank you.
Thank you. But anyway, yeah. Welcome. You're funny host, funny man Stevie K, straight from the frozen tundra himself, the Emster.
Oh yeah.
Steve will give us a little intel on that. We're very excited. I saw your post and I said, this guy's got to be out of his mind. I'm not a cold, yes, you're looking at, I'm trying to get into the baseball feel, even though we're still how many days away? Because I'll tell you exactly till opening day. I'll give each of you a guess.
35?
Tony?
What's today's date? The 19th.
The 19th. Steve says 35.
It is 37. 39.
38.
Ah, damn it.
Tony was locked in. You really had it locked in.
I'm going opening day. That's why I knew. So I was trying to do my math.
Which is what date?
The 28th. I just did the math
that's
wrong.
so funny. Yeah. The Yankees have to open up in Houston. Ugh.
Yeah, I know. It's
like a mid-afternoon game in Houston.
What a way to start the season with the cheaters.
With the cheaters.
There'll always be the cheaters.
Oh yeah. I can't look at Altuve and Bergman or whatever, Bregman or whatever. Anyway, but so I'm trying to thank you. Yeah, this was a Christmas gift.
Can I just feel the material? Sure. That's nice material.
Daniel got me this, who just got married and got back from Thailand safely.
Oh, thank God.
Very good. He did much better than I would have done, and he fed elephants, and it was a wonderful time. But I forgot we didn't even exchange Christmas gifts. So at the Super Bowl, we got together for the Super Bowl, and he said, "Here's your Christmas gift," and he gave me this. And now they're diehard Met fans.
Right.
This killed him to give me this. I go, "Are you giving me
just New York, though?"
Right. But I said, "Let me try to get some baseball feel." But Steve, you hung on to the hockey thing. You went to MetLife yesterday for the big outdoor.
I did.
What were they billing this as? What was it called?
It's the Stadium Series.
The Stadium Series.
Yeah.
So were they having another one there, or
they did two games. This is the first time they did back-to-back games for the Stadium Series. Usually they just do one game.
So it's Rangers Islanders both?
No. The Saturday night game was Flyers Devils.
Oh, cool.
Of course, featuring Hanson, not Hanson. What's the names, Tony? The brothers, Jonas Brothers. Thank you.
Oh, I like the Hanson brothers. Aren't they from Hanson?
Umbop. But they're not from New Jersey.
Is that why the Jonas Brothers?
Jonas
they're trying to get
I
get
New
it.
Jersey.
They couldn't get Bruce.
They couldn't get Bruce. They couldn't get Bon Jovi.
Who was there an act for the Islander game? Who did they get?
They had AJR. And then they only played on the small stage, and we couldn't even hear it that well from where we were sitting. So actually, let me say, the sound system at MetLife is just terrible.
Yeah,
I mean, really,
I've never been there.
Have
you been there?
Unfortunately, yes.
It's the second time I've been there.
Yeah, no thanks.
First time there's so many things we could talk about.
We'll brief it through, but take us through the experience. How is it to get there? What means of transportation? Thank you. I like to set you up.
Thank you for asking. You knew.
Thank you for asking.
You knew. You'll appreciate this, Steve.
Sure.
So a bunch of us from a couple of us are from work. Some of us used to work at our place. One of them lives in the Bronx. He got the tickets.
Okay.
He obtained the tickets, and
someone from the Bronx always can get the tickets.
Well, he's from here. He's from here, but he's from Tony's from the beautiful land of Hicksville. Actually, a lot of Hicksville people there. He's the only Massapequa guy. So we were going to meet him. We were going to take the train,
right?
Go up there, and then one of the guys had a car, and they were going to drive from the Bronx to the stadium,
right?
So this should be a very easy trip. Anyone knows the subways. I think we kind of know it.
Sure.
So it's just a straight train ride into Penn. We went from Hicksville right to Penn, and then we should take the one train. And the one train will take us right blocks away from where this guy lives. We just walk there, and bam, we're there.
Oh boy.
Okay, so it's gonna be a great thing. We get there, we get there, and as we're in the train, looking on the old navigational thing and seeing what's going on, I see, for some reason, they're not directing me to the one train. And I don't know why. Well, it seems as though that the MTA decided on President's Day weekend that the whole weekend the one train will not be operating.
Of course. The one train got the President's Day weekend off.
That's right.
Good for them.
So,
By the way, happy President's Day, everybody.
So I had to take the A. I'll take the A train. Wasn't much better because I had to get off and then take a shuttle. I had to take.
You had to go across.
I had to take 2 shuttles, free shuttles, and I didn't even take the last one. We were stuck in somewhere, maybe we didn't even make Washington Heights, and we're just like, and so they, we were close to the bridge, so they said we'll just drive there and pick you up.
Okay.
That was the thing, and I'm like saying, what are we going to do when we get home?
I know. How's this you going to navigate this?
So anyway, we got to the game, and it's cold.
On time?
Yeah, we got there on time. We got
Wow.
there. Yeah, we got there pretty early. We took like a 10 o'clock train.
Oh, and what time was the game?
3 o'clock.
Oh, so you had
So we
gave
got
yourself
there.
time.
We got there about 2 o'clock altogether.
Wow, what an adventure!
Yeah. So we got. It's freaking cold. Let me tell you that,
sure.
Mr. Bigglesworth. So I had 3 layers. I had a sweatshirt, a t-shirt, and Under Armour long sleeve shirt. I had my jeans. I bought
Here we go.
those special Under Armour leggings.
Nice.
That you would not see me caught dead in.
Those are nice.
Maybe I'll wear them with my shorts over them, but I won't.
you
When I go work out, but yeah,
yeah, those are
But those-
I have those.
yes,
Those I run in those.
Yes, I
those-
figured that's.
Oh
they'd be
sure,
good. So they really did the trick. They really helped.
But you must have been up high. It must have been
we were
freezing.
up there. Yes, very very hard up.
And how many people came to this mess?
There was our group.
Well, no, in
Oh,
the
there were
stadium.
79,000.
Sold out.
There were even more the night before,
Wow.
and
Really?
I'm sure the Jonas Brothers were there, so they probably it was a big spectacle also.
Yeah, of course.
And I was watching it the night before, and I thought to myself,
I'm making
it's
a
gonna be-
mistake here.
It's going to be so cold out, and my God, I mean, ESPN and ABC does such an amazing job. I mean, they've got that drone camera flying through the
cool.
air. It looked, oh my God, it looked beautiful. It really, as someone who worked in television, I said, wow, that looks great.
And you were thinking this would be so much better if I was watching this in the
Yes.
comfort of my living room with a nice hot
That
cocoa.
looks like where I was about to sit. Oh, is that my picture? Yeah, that's where. That's where. Yeah, that's where.
that was yours.
That's where we're sitting right there. Thank you. Thanks to
Oh.
our ace director.
Thank you,
Al Gurney.
Tony. Right on the money there.
Tony.
Yeah, that's awesome. Very good.
So yeah, it was cold, and of course I had one beer. I had one beer. One.
Just one.
Just one.
And what did they get you for a beer?
Oh God. Of course you can get a really cheap. They got the budget beers for
Ew.
$5.
Okay.
You got your choice of Busch Light
Now I'm
Or-
a huge fan of the Busch Light.
or Miller High Life.
Oh, do they still make beer?
Yes, they still make Miller High Life
Wow, and that's $5
for a little, like your regular 12-ounce can.
can. Okay, or else you could do what? Get the drunk man special. what is
I
that?
got
Like
the big
a 32 ounce.
I got the big what's the brand? I forgot the name.
Lowenbrow.
Not Lowenbrow. It's one of those
When it's time to relax, one beer stands clear, beer after beer. Is that Lowenbrow?
No,
Here's to good friends.
Oh,
Tonight's
kind
kind
of
of special.
What beers are these? I know all these jingles. I can't know the beer. What was the Lowenbrow jingle?
That's
One of them was with the Lowenbrow.
That's the one we just did. I thought.
Is that
it was
Lowenbrow?
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Here's to good friends tonight. Something special.
But when did they say Lowenbrow?
Tonight, let it be Lowenbrow.
You're right.
Lowenbrow.
Very good, Tony.
I don't know why I know that.
Yeah, we were singing the whole song. I was like, I don't know what beer this is.
Very good.
Did they say how cold it was?
How cold was it?
I mean,
It was so cold, my fake peanuts were shriveled up.
nuts were
Dun-dun-dun.
It was freaking cold.
I mean,
But
was
I
it
felt-
windy?
But
Because you were up.
It wasn't that bad outside the stadium. Oh my God, it was just horrendous. And we had to walk. There's a tunnel you got to go through.
This is why I'm down to going to like one baseball game a year. I think and it's not even that much of a. I mean, you guys, it's a little easier. You go to Citi Field, so it's probably a lot easier. Yankee
A lot
Stadium is
easier.
still a bear because if you're not driving, even though it's the train and the subway, we've done it many times. It's
Right.
still, it's everything is so exhausting. It's a 10-hour day.
Right. So yeah, it was just really cold. It wasn't bad. I didn't feel bad though because I thought I felt warm, a little cold at times, but I didn't feel. I felt I was.
So when did
I
they,
had weathered the.
when did the hypothermia? When did the panic set in? What period?
Yes.
What?
You see, I don't know. You see, Steve, I don't know if it was panic, because I think in my old age I've been getting those things now. I don't know what it was exactly. It probably was hypothermia, but I was feeling fine after the break between the second and third period.
Okay.
I went downstairs, walked around.
You got to
Then-
keep moving. That's the thing. You can't sit.
I was moving. Then all of a sudden, I felt a little. It could either been anxiety or I felt like, because I've passed out,
Yeah.
recently a couple of times.
Okay.
And I said, "Uh-oh."
This ain't
And
no
then
bueno.
I started shivering. And then
This ain't
said-
gonna be good.
Yeah, no. So I immediately went to the snack stand, whatever, and just to get water and something hot. I got a hot cocoa.
Good.
I had coffee before, so I had hot cocoa and I got a water, and I really was not feeling well at this point. And there's like 3 people in front of me. And you know how people are, these stupid. And they're like taking their time,
Yeah,
and
deciding
asking
questions, a lot of questions.
And then of course nobody knows how to use the iPad. Oh my God, this and the iPad.
Oh man, I would have went in. See, this is why I can't be out in general population.
And I'm like saying,
I wouldn't be good in the
and I'm
general
like
pop.
saying, what am I doing? What am I doing here? Please, I'm like praying that. I get there, I get the water, I feel a little better. I got the hot chocolate, I feel a little better. I go into the warming rooms. They have warming rooms there.
Oh, I would
Which has
enjoy something.
no
That sounds
seat.
like what I would enjoy.
It has no seats whatsoever, so you're just standing there.
So you're standing in the warming
Yeah,
room.
and by this time third period started, and I said, you know what? F the third period.
Yeah, that's.
I need to get better.
Could you watch the? Did they have TVs
Yeah, they
in
have
the
TV.
warming?
They
Oh,
have
so that's
TVs.
it. Do that.
And I'm like standing there, and I wasn't feeling any better either, And I'm like, and I literally sat on the floor for a moment to see if it's going to be any better. And I finally came to the conclusion that, well,
This whole day was a mistake.
no.
I want my money back.
Number one, I would love to be home right now.
Yes.
And number two, I think it's better that I sit with the guys. And
Sure. Oh, you were doing this all by yourself.
Yeah, I
You
was
went
by
off.
myself.
You do that. Yeah.
so I sat there, and I was shivering even more when I got up there. And
Of course.
I mean, I had gotten a second bottle of water too, so I had 2 bottles of water, because that's why
Yeah.
you're a professional. You know this. You drink water.
Yes.
It's if you have hypothermia,
Yep,
they say
they
you
always-
might be
you
dehydrated.
could be dehydrated.
and the water will help your body.
You need fluids, yeah.
fluids, right? So, it was a rough
That's
third
rough.
period.
I saw you, I was like, oh my god.
And I
What
said,
is he
okay,
doing?
we're almost done here. Let's go, Islanders. Let's and then they
of course
tied.
not.
Then one came, and then the other came. The Rangers tied it.
So
and
not only-
at that point, I said, everybody else is screaming. Islander fans are crying. The Ranger fans are.
Was it like?
Ranger
Would you say it was
fans.
half? What was the
no,
mix of
I'd say
Islander
about
Ranger?
75% Ranger fans.
More Ranger, right?
Yeah.
Because it's out in
Yeah.
their city.
But I mean, here there are a lot of Ranger fans on the island too.
it is. Rangers
It's
are a
not-
big
yeah.
thing.
Rangers have been around a long
Yeah,
time.
they have a
So,
big
I
fan
mean,
base.
People haven't switched. So I'm at this point. I'm saying, I don't give a.
You just don't care who
I
wins.
don't
You got to
give a-
get it. You
just
got to end
somebody
it.
freaking score. Thank God. Thank God the Rangers, God forbid, bite my tongue, scored within a few seconds. And that wasn't even. That's not even. That was all right. It was better. You still have to walk downstairs.
Yeah, now
out of the lot.
you're looking at hours just to get to
And
your
it's-
car or whatever.
Yeah, getting there, and it's just like and then you have these stupid Ranger fans screaming,
They're drunk,
cursing like freaking the animals that they are. You know what I mean, Tony?
I do.
Yes, you do.
guess
Because Islander fans don't do that, do they?
hockey fans are a different breed. I've come home many a time from the city on a train with drunk Ranger fans. It's almost worse when they lose. They're very angry.
So one of my younger friends starts using all sorts of language to some guy who said something to him, and it was just beautiful.
Well, that's the day right there. That's the day right there. I'm going to sum up the day right there.
And I'm saying I'm feeling like crap.
Well, I'm glad you
But
made it.
here's the good news. There was good news.
It's never good
So
news.
then I'm dreading. We finally get to the car. So something's up with this kid's tire. For some reason, it feels like it's dragging. We look at
no.
it. It was fine.
Okay.
But it's just like, crappy New Jersey.
Oh, sure.
New Jersey, swamp.
Great
pavement,
roads.
you
Great
know?
roads out in Jersey.
Yeah, the pavement is just
Jersey's known for two things: their roads and their
we,
lovely women.
So yeah, we get out there.
They're lovely bar
we're
women.
driving, and I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, they're gonna drive back to the Bronx, and we're gonna have to find a way to get back to Penn Station. Then all of a sudden, Syria's directing them to the Lincoln Tunnel.
Oh, nice.
So as we're going towards the Lincoln Tunnel, and as the Empire State Building in Ranger colors of red and blue are giving us the proverbial hockey finger,
Right.
I said, "Whoa!" And he didn't know better, but I said, "Hey, dude, since we're going in the Lincoln Tunnel, it's only a few blocks from Penn. Can you take us there?" And yes,
Of course.
we got right to Penn.
That's
Didn't have to worry about
once
getting an Uber.
Oh God,
Steve, I mean,
I can't do that anymore. I just can't. I know it was a big event and a big thing and something special,
then
but I can't do it.
Yeah, and then
It's too much.
when I asked for the day off, of course, I didn't ask for the morning off. So my manager
Of what? Of which day?
Today. So of course my manager said, "Oh, good. You can work Monday. I'll put you on at 4:30."
Oh my God.
Yeah. So I've learned when I'm doing something in the evening, I need
You need the next
I need
day.
to specify that I can't work.
Yes. Oh my
Well,
God.
when did you start to feel better, or do you feel better?
Still look a little
I am-
peaked there.
I am
I might have to call in the Steve
Well, first
Squared,
thing, yes.
doctor.
I was in bed by 10:30. I woke up at 3:30 for work.
Ay.
Because I love you, Steve.
I can't.
I didn't call out tonight.
I mean,
I
I
did
didn't
not
know you
call-
went through all this.
I did not call out. I went home. I got home about 2:00 today.
Oh, so you work just the morning and then
I
you.
worked. Yeah, I worked till 1. Yeah.
Oh, because
You work-
sometimes on a Monday you work and you come right to the show.
Yes, sometimes that happens.
So have a bag of nuts. This is good. All of that to get to this.
sure that's,
of have a bag of nuts.
I
needed that 20-minute setup just to ask him for the stupid joke of giving him a bag of nuts.
Steve. Is this good as what I had yesterday? I had at the ballpark.
Did
at
you
the
ever-
stadium? They
what'd you
had
have?
these Thurman hot dogs. Have you had the Thurman hot
Thurman
dogs?
hot dog. Is that a Ranger dog? Did you have a Ranger dog?
I think it's the same dogs that they have at the football game.
Is it?
Uh,
Did you have any food? Did you have a hot
I
dog?
did. I had a hot dog. I had a pretzel. That was
nice.
That was it.
You could have saved time and had. Don't they have those pretzel dogs? Right? You could have saved yourself
They
time.
don't have pretzel dogs.
All right. Well, what kind of course, MetLife.
And let me tell you another thing. MetLife is a horrible, horrible place. It's a terrible stadium.
I'm just holding this up real quick. Where are we on? Here or here? Oh, we're on.
That one.
There we are. MetLife Madness. There it is, right there. Steve was somewhere in there. Steve's somewhere in that picture. I got a bone to pick with Tony real quick, if you
What?
don't mind. Yeah, I got a bone.
What did Tony do?
Really?
I'm going to tell you right now. So I was reading the Newsday, and look at this. I see here. I'm going to put this up. I'll show Tony first. Podcast host, and I told Steve this, Joe Rogan, signs $250 million deal with Spotify.
What up with that?
I mean, you could split that 250 with me and Steve. I have no problem with that, but I don't understand what's going on here.
If you could make a deal with him, I would encourage it. Yeah, I mean, I'm getting $249.
I knew.
That's why he got $250.
I knew Tony was getting. Can you talk to the upper the upper echelon, the corporate bigwigs here? Can you? Who's up there?
Oh, I talk to them all the time. How you doing? They're like, who the hell are you?
Oh, good.
Yeah.
So in that mix, when they're trying to figure out who you are, can you ask for a raise for me and Steve?
Yeah, they'll raise your rates. You'll have to pay them more.
Okay, good. Yeah. Perfect. You know what? Don't talk to them. Thanks, Tony. All right, that's the end of the Joe Rogan Hour. Oh, this is exciting. I don't know if you like... Well,
this is another Newsday show today?
Well, I got a couple of things. I'm very excited. Do you like Cheerios?
Who doesn't?
Tony, you like Cheerios?
Like you said, who doesn't?
Oh, so Cheerios, I guess they decided to make their cereal already delicious, by the way. They've added a new delicious coating, this special pesticide that's now been found it's a chloroformic pesticide that's now found in Cheerios and in Quaker oats, by the way.
Anything with oats.
Yeah. Oh, anything with oats. Yeah. And the experts say at the Quaker Oat corporate table, as all good experts try to dismiss, they say this is in trace amounts, nothing to see here. No problem.
Oh my goodness.
Says the mayor.
Just a little. There's nothing to see. It's a beautiful day for breakfast. Everybody's enjoying this. Cheerios means friendly. It's a fun cereal. What's a little metallic chloroformic number 3 on your cereal? You don't need milk, by the way, now with this new coating. It keeps the cereal crunchy for the next 35 years.
Now, who said that? Christine Todd Whitman? She was also the one after 9/11. The city is safe.
Oh, is that right?
Oh, no, the air is safe.
Oh, here it is. It says
Rudy said that, too,
a spokeswoman for Cheerios and General Mills, Molly Wolf. I dated a girl named Molly Wolf back in junior high school. I wonder if it's the same girl. She obviously did a lot better in her career than I did, although it seems to be ending right now. It says here, she did not comment directly, but said in an email statement, all our products adhere to all FDA standards.
Which, yeah, we know what those are.
Right. It says, don't worry. An EPA spokesman said he cannot comment immediately. They haven't gotten all samples back yet from the lab. Once you have to start sending Cheerios to the lab, you probably don't want to get it in the aisle.
Yeah.
If there's a food on an aisle that has to be sent to a lab for study, I'll pass, thank you. I hope Celsius is okay.
Oh, God.
How much chemicals do you think's in this bad boy?
Oh, dude. I think there are chemicals in that.
You think so?
Take a look at that.
I don't want to. I cover the ingredients. It's fine. It's all natural. They're a spokesman for the show. Not really. They're not really a spokesman. Oh, this was great. So Rick Pitino. We all know Rick Pitino. Rick Pitino, he's been coaching forever.
Right.
Millions of years.
Right.
He's the Knicks, Providence. No, was he
Kentucky?
Seton Hall, I think he did. He did it. Oh, Kentucky, of course. Mm-hmm. Big famous college. Knicks, he got them at, so he's got a lot of gravitas. Right. I mean, it's Rick Pitino. Right. So St. John's gets him. And all of a sudden, they start lining up games. CBS is like, we're going to put St. John's on the schedule a couple of times. They're playing some Madison Square Garden games. Right. People are excited.
They're back.
And they're back. And,
Red Storm is back.
And he says, this is what Rick Pitino says, quote, after coaching for 40 years, I've enjoyed every single minute of every single season I've coached with the exception of this one.
Whoa.
He said,
really?
Yeah, it's right there.
Wow.
He further went on to say, this is the worst group of boys I've ever had to coach in my life.
My God.
He just ripped them. He looked like he was going to cry on the postgame. They blew a 20-point lead to Seton Hall yesterday, and they needed that game to try to have a faint chance of getting selected. They weren't going to get selected anyway.
It's not very Christian of him being...
I like coaches that, I didn't want to hear him say, we're growing. I like the boys. I like this. This is what I would say. I hate every one of you. You've ruined my life.
Well, don't just remember, he left Kentucky in shame.
That's true. Oh, right. There was a scandal with him, right? What was it? Was it he was with a girl or money? What was gambling? What was going on? Alcohol, drugs? What was going on with Rick?
Tony's going to look that up.
Look it up. What was the scandal? There was some scandal for Rick Pitino. We'll look that up. We'll get that right back.
This was where? Kentucky?
Kentucky.
Yeah.
Or you can just put Rick Pitino scandal. It'll come up. Huh? Put Steve Kaminsky scandal. See what comes up.
Oh, God.
See what controversy I'm under.
Lady.
When it's time to relax. One energy drink stands clear.
Oh my God.
Drink after
You're
drink.
not Celsius.
You know, my mom got upset with me. She said she had the nerve to say, "You've been acting crazy lately," and I think it's that drink. I kid you not.
Lately?
He was implicated in a federal investigation involving bribes to recruits.
That was his comment to that. When they asked him about that, this is what he had to say, which I thought was a good retort.
Number.
Neighbor.
That's
a funny commercial. I thought they did a good job with that.
Too.
But yes, I can't believe my mom said. You believe that? My dad would never say that. He's a big fan of the Celsius drink. My dad always sticks by me. He'll always say, you know what? I like my dad whenever I'm taking my protein and he sees it, he goes, what is that? He gets it going. He's like, what is that? Should I be taking that? He always likes he follows the lead.
Oh, one other thing we got to talk about. Just go back to the
game?
The game Saturday night. So
the hockey game.
The hockey game between the Flyers and the Devils.
Oh, the Flyers game.
So when each team came off their bus, so the Flyers came out, their buses.
Hurry up, it's 1858. It's 18.
Wow, we're going military time here? What's going on there?
Tony fixed the time. It's now 1858. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Colonel. Thank you, Colonel.
I don't know how that happened.
It's 1858. I think we're behind.
So, so when the Flyers came out of their bus, they were all dressed up with the big hoods and the big sweats like Rocky.
Yeah, oh, good. Oh, sure.
And then the Devils came out of their bus with the Sopranos running suits, and the T-shirts and the chains.
Like it.
And they had little cups of cappuccino that
so they played it up.
Yes.
So this is very cute.
It was very
I'll have to look that up.
Yeah,
very cute.
Yeah, you can see the video.
Oh, that's funny. Their
hair was slicked back. It was
a lot of Tony Soprano going on. What did you think of? Did you catch either of you, the NBA All-Star Weekend?
I did not see all of it.
Well, you were you were in hypothermia. Steve was on IV from hypothermia, so I don't suspect you watched it.
Yeah, probably.
But it was pretty. I think they try too hard. It's so overproduced and so much, mush. It's like
they're like trying to get the teenage boys
or whatever it is.
Love all this crazy.
There's just they got to mix every baby face sang the national anthem. They're trying to combine everything that they can. If they could have had Taylor Swift there, they would have. It's everything. None of them feel like the game anymore could sell itself. They have to consistently, you know what I'm saying? There's constant drops to, you have these announcers that are like the Mike Breams or whoever that did the game. He didn't do the Also game, but they're in their 50s, 60s, the guys that have been doing the games forever.
Sure.
And they have them trying to drop, millennial terms. It just looks, oh, Curry is crushing it. Oh, I just played the new Taylor Swift. She just dropped her new album. I'm like, oh man, you're 60. What are you're not a 14-year-old girl. Stop it. And then they have Candace Parker doing the announcing with them, with Reggie, and they're talking, of course. So it's so, but it was okay. And then they did a new thing this year. They had the 3-point shootout.
Right.
They had the skills game, which is really nonsense. Slam dunk, which is starting to become a snooze fest. I mean, Matt McClung won again, that white guy from last year. But last year he came on the scene. This year it wasn't as exciting, but he won. But they added, again, for a little promotional work.
Right.
Steph against Inoshika. Steph, what's her name? You know her name.
Can't say it
She's
right.
from the Liberty.
Yeah.
And she's great, great player and everything like that. But we know what you're doing. We get it, and everybody in the comments said if Steph loses, it's totally fixed. Everybody was writing in the comments. They're like, this is rigged. This is fixed. He's not going to try to win. But he did. He won.
Oh,
he did.
God.
So, but we get it. It's just, I just stop throwing things down my throat.
Well, you know what? I get it. All the leagues are having these issues with the All-Star game. They always, every year, the NHL and NBA, they keep on tweaking it every year, changing it up,
Just let and then the game.
I mean, even MLB, even though they keep on messing with.
I mean, if you remember old baseball All-Star games, they got contest like they were. I'm talking about the old baseball games when you played in the East, in the National League or the American League.
Right.
You didn't interchange.
Right.
Like these guys are playing in both leagues. They all know each other. Back in the day, these guys played hard. But the NBA also game, there wasn't 1 ounce of they were just shooting threes from half court. They didn't even try to play defense. It was ridiculous. They scored 200 points for the first time. They reached 200. The East won. It was just ridiculous. For that matter, don't play 4 quarters.
Right.
If you're just having guys chuck from midcourt, why play a 3-hour game? Let them do it for 20 minutes. Okay, that's cool. Brunson played. It was cool to see a Nick in there. I was happy for him. He was very. Oh, did you try the nuts?
By the way, most of these are peanuts.
There's what else is in there? Almonds.
There's maybe 2 almonds.
Yeah, of course. The almonds are the most expensive nut.
2 almonds and the pistachio.
Yeah, almonds are very expensive.
Pistachios are expensive.
Pistachios are very expensive. Pistachios and almonds. Peanuts are cheap. And that's it. Oh, there's no. You know what they also call, and I think they didn't write them here. Pepitas.
Pepitas.
Are pumpkin seeds.
Yes, I know they are. We at work we sell a pumpkin loaf that is pepita.
The pumpkin loaf
That's what they
sounds
call it. Yeah,
nice.
sounds
Could you
great.
bring one in one day?
Only if you eat. Some
I would
of it.
have. Yeah,
Would
pumpkin.
you
That's
have
got to be healthy. That's got to be okay. It's got a little. I know. It's made with whatever.
It tastes good. I just
I
want to
bet
warn
it
you,
was.
which means
It's got a
and
little-
I don't have that a lot. It's not my favorite.
The
But
pumpkin
it's
loaf.
good. It's
How
good.
is it? Like a little pumpkin? Is it what is it? You
It's
get
like
a slice.
It's like a slice of loaf cake with some seeds on top.
Okay.
Little pepita seeds.
Little pepita seeds.
Pepita.
Oh, here it is. 38 days till opening day. There it is. And the Soto era begins.
How are you feeling about that?
I'm excited about that. Me and Tony were just talking, and he was saying the Mets didn't really make a huge, nothing major.
No,
back page splash or
No.
anything. They got basically the same team.
Now, since we're talking about mothers, my mother is a huge Giancarlo Stanton fan.
There you go. I knew his
And
mother
John
knew what
Carlos
time
is leaned out. He got a little shredded there.
Oh, did he? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's they did a little thing on him in the paper. They thought that might be the problem. They
Yeah,
thought that
right.
might be- they thought that was, get off the sauce.
He's never been the same since he got hit in the face.
It really is. It really is different. And look, take it from me. I've been hit in the face, and I'm never the same. and it wasn't by a 100-mile-an-hour fastball in the major leagues. So it was by some screaming, Hispanic woman at a club, at the old China Club on East 48th Street. So yes,
You used to go to the China Club?
I've been there on Monday night.
I went
back
there.
in the day.
I've been there a couple of times.
Steve, what have I not been? I mean, come on, you know me.
You know,
A scene is not a scene until Funny Man Stevie K shows up.
look
what?
I would.
It's 1905. Hurry up.
I would lose you. I would lose you at Webster Hall, and I would know exactly where to find you where you were roaming around. And
Tell
you
him where I was roaming.
The hip hop room.
Oh.
I always knew that's where you were, and you looked so lost, and you just had that innocent look on your face. Oh, Steve, I just happened to be here. You know,
I don't know how I ended up here.
How did I end up here? You love the hip hop room.
Stanton has. Yeah, he's
Oh,
really
yeah,
thinned
yeah,
out.
thinned out.
Holy
right?
cow.
I mean, he was probably like 260. I mean, not 265, but I mean, he's tall. He's 6'5".
Yes,
But he was
big guy.
240, 250. So I don't know what he weighed,
Look,
but he definitely.
I like him, and I really hope
He had a really awful year last year.
I
He really had.
really hope.
Plus, he's hurt every year. We were talking about all the injuries, and they got to stop. What'd you think of this Bob Marley movie? Did
I
you
haven't
see
seen it yet.
Any
I heard
interest?
it was good.
One Love.
Yeah. Bob was like under 6 feet. He's like 5 foot something, and the actor playing him is like 6'2" or 6'3", which is funny.
You know what's funny? I'll tell you. I noticed this. I was watching Get Shorty the other day. Great movie.
Yep.
Love that.
Such a good movie,
Love
right?
that.
Everybody in it is
Great
just-
movie.
I mean, they're all great in that movie.
That is a
The
great
cast is so
cast.
good.
Travolta.
And they all played it
Gene
like
Gene Hackman,
Gene Hackman, and who's the guy that always plays the Italian gangster? He played Bones, Ray Barbone.
Right.
He's always in every.
Was Danny DeVito in that?
Danny
too?
DeVito
Yeah.
was in it, and not Sharon Stone, the other one. Why can't I think of her
she was
name?
in Lethal Weapon.
The Lethal Weapon
Yeah.
3. She's great.
Tony will get that. I know he will.
Yeah.
Don't even.
I know it's killing me. It's killing me.
Russo.
Rene
Rene
Russo.
Russo.
Rene Russo.
And then the guy you're talking about, the
Yeah,
Italian guy.
he's in every mobster movie. He's usually in comedies or
Yeah,
thrills.
he has since passed away.
Yes.
Oh, what the hell's his name?
I can't think of his name either.
I
Gotta look him
gotta
up.
look it up. That's
Another funny thing on the speaking of Italians and all that on the, I was watching the hockey game Saturday night, and they had like these little blurbs with Steve Sciarippa talking about New Jersey and talking about those stupid. What do you call those left? You can't make a left turn.
They're like U-boat.
Yeah,
they're called U-boats. You can't make any
it's
lefts
like
in Jersey.
Teacup handles.
Yeah,
whatever they
you
call
can't make
And
a left
It was
in-
just very funny.
If you ever drove in New Jersey, if you drive here, you can make a
can't.
left. You miss a block. You go
gotta
right
do
back.
this fancy.
You almost have to
schmancy
go
thing.
out of Jersey and make a left in PA and then get back. It's ridiculous. I don't. Who designed that? Is that crazy?
Someone from New Jersey.
Someone from Jersey. You know, Southpaw, South Jersey, Southpaw.
Yeah.
You know, because the fight you face Jersey, and that's how they came up with it. Southpaw.
And I was just so angry on the road
What is
that last night I was just so angry. I'm just screaming, "Go back to Jersey, you moron!" Oh wait, we're already here.
You're already there.
Well, speaking of Jersey, Gandolfini was also in that movie.
Yes, that's
but-
right.
Yes.
Yeah, but we're talking about Dennis Farina.
Dennis
Oh
Farina,
yeah,
of course, my favorite cereal.
Last thing I remember him in was Law and Order, and then he
Yeah. So
didn't-
the Bob Marley did okay. I mean, 27 million. It's not going to be a big blockbuster. Madam Web got hammered.
Yeah, I think the
They didn't even this
I
for
think people
Marvel. It said it was the
people
lowest.
had it with the Marvel cinematic
It
universe.
was the lowest ever opening for a Marvel.
You know,
12 million.
you know, they were they were fun, but after a while,
It's
so convoluted that you have to follow every stupid
it's too
movie.
That's what I mean. It's too much.
You know, I want to. I'm sick of movies that don't end at the end.
Right.
I want to see a movie that begins and starts and ends.
like the Steve Square Show. We end. There's no
Yes,
going
we do.
on anymore.
Well, yeah, we kind of crash.
Do you
yes.
like? Thank you. Do you like? I don't have a crash though. Let me see if I have a crash.
Wrong. Here, you gotta.
No,
you
I'll
look
give
for
you a
the-
crash. I got crashes.
We'll do a crash.
Let me see. How about a gong?
It's never gonna.
Jon Stewart, have you been watching his Monday night? I mean, he's only had
He
one.
had one. Yes, it was. Very
You
good.
like? Thank you, Tony.
Oh, thank you.
I think I backed.
I was late, but
That's what happens when your camera doesn't work and you're backing up the car. Oh damn! Did you? Well, you like Jon Stewart, right? You're a Jon
I
Stewart
do.
guy.
I saw it.
Yeah.
I
So
watched it.
he'll be on tonight.
Yes, it's Monday.
It's Monday. Yeah. So you gonna watch it, or you'll probably be in bed.
I might if I'm awake. I'll be in bed. I'll have it on the phone. So
Now
I'll watch it.
here, finally, Governor Hochul. What Hochul? Hochul.
You know what?
Am I saying her name
I used to
right?
I used to be able to say it right until
What
you,
is-
until you botched it up.
What is it? Somebody help me.
Hochul.
Hochul. Governor Hochul. It's
You're making her
like
heave-
challah.
Yeah, you're
It's
making
like challah bread.
Yeah, you're making her Hebrew. You know,
It's
this is
not Hebrew. It's just Hochul.
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 Governor Hochul.
Hello, Governor Hochul. I hope I never have to
That
meet
was
her.
very awkward.
Yeah, that's an awkward name. She should have changed that if she went into politics. I'm going to call her what I know her as. Hochul.
Hochul.
Just shorten it to Ho.
Oh, there you go.
That'll go over well. Hello, Governor Ho.
Just go Hochul Mama. Exactly.
That's Governor Hocho Mama. So she got a great idea. I'm really excited. She said here, proposal for permanent to-go alcohol. She's okaying giving
She's been a
big
supporter
advocate of this. So it started during the pandemic, the to-go alcohol. So now it comes in the, just like when you're taking coffee. Let me see, so everybody can see. See, Steve? You you take your alcohol and you drink it where it needs to be drank, in the car when you're driving home. That's where you need to be drinking your alcohol, not in the restaurant.
So my mother during COVID had me go out to Bacaro because she loved those coconut Manhattan. Was it a coconut Manhattan?
A mojito?
Maybe it was a mojito.
No, what was the place?
it was-
No, they wouldn't have a mojito at the
No.
Baccaro's.
It was a.
That's an Italian joint.
Yeah. It was a coconut Manhattan, maybe.
A coconut
Something like
Manhattan.
that. Yeah, something like that.
My mom did
She
that.
made me go. Said, "Can you go out?" I went there just to get alcoholic beverage.
Oh, well, my mom covered it. She got some ribs or a chicken at what's that place on the corner that I went for the
Smoking Owls.
Smoking Owls. Which, by the way, I didn't even know they turned into an adult club, an after-hours club, Smoking Owls.
Oh,
Did you know
did they
that? Oh,
really?
yeah.
Oh,
They've
wow.
gone away from the chicken and ribs. So, what happened?
Tony,
Don't listen to me, Tony. I'm kidding.
Yeah,
It's fine. Anyway, so my mom wanted a margarita. So I had to go with. This is during the to-go when everybody was like, I just need alcohol from somewhere.
I mean, my mother never. She's not
Neither
a
does
drinker.
mine.
She's not a drinker,
Me neither.
but she liked those.
My mother's. No.
And it was a fun. That was. I would go. I went there to order it at the bar, and so you had all these people at the bar, no masks on, and this one lady does. It's okay. We won't bite. Wow. A real hard
Hot. And I'm wearing
drinking
my
woman,
dumbbell
and
shirt.
of course, let's
Sweating to death in here.
need the obligatory dumbbells.
And I got the obligatory. But I wanted to, this is more important. I wanted to show this.
What is this?
So, Steve, you get with the times. This is a very popular item now, the Squishmallows.
Can I feel squish?
Sure. My niece got me this for Christmas. These are wonderful. Now,
This will make you feel better, Steve.
but here's the thing. And
You probably will rip this
where's
thing
the,
up.
Where's the
It's so
story? Here it
soft.
is. There's a plush toy makers face off in court. So the popular squish. How do you say? Oh, Squishmallows. They're like marshmallows, but Squishmallows.
Right.
Mallows.
Right.
Very popular. They're all over CVS. They're everywhere. These are
sure.
wonderful. They are a knockoff by Build-A-Bear. And if you see, look at the Build-A-Bear one. Looks like Donald Trump, doesn't it? Is that a Donald Trump Build-A-Bear?
It almost does. He has gray hair, though. This guy has gray hair and glasses. Trump would never be caught. He's too vain. He would not have gray hair and
Okay.
glasses.
So-
no glasses and orange hair.
This is
an orange face. An orange
Doesn't that
face.
look like Trump?
From
Is
from
that
afar
supposed
away,
to be?
maybe.
It looks like it's
maybe.
supposed to be, right?
Um,
Well, it doesn't say, right? It doesn't say what that.
It's not.
It's
yeah, my guess the closer you get to it, the less it looks like.
Oh,
him,
okay.
but-
So they're going to be in court. This cute animal will be on the stand, and it's against
Farina.
Build-A-Bear. Build-A-Bear made their own knockoff Squishmallow, and now they're saying they had the rights to this squishiness, and how dare Build-A-Bear steal their squishiness? That's going to be fantastic.
Did anyone ever try to steal your squishiness?
Nobody could steal my squishiness. I have trademark power on my squishy. This is fantastic. My niece got me this. She's always trendy and knows what time of day it is. If you know, she got me this, and I
Kelly's
said,
very smart.
She is extremely smart, and she got me this. And then I saw it, and I said, "This is fantastic." So we're gonna go with. I was a big Build-A-Bear fan. Did you ever Build-A-Bear?
I've never Build-A-Bear.
You never went through that?
No.
Oh, I took Kelly when she was a little girl to Build-A-Bear. They had it. Do they still have it at the Roosevelt Field
They
Mall?
do.
That's such a great process.
You know, Steve, you never took me all these years to Build-A-Bear.
We could go to Build-A-Bear. Why don't we do a show where we go through the process? You know, like a remote. We'll do the process where we do Build-A-Bear.
I like that.
We'll do it. Can we do something like that, Tony? Can you get us a live feed from Build-A-Bear?
Actually, I probably could if we could just like do a Zoom.
Like a
so
Zoom.
you just join the Zoom from your
And
phone,
we'll
and
go
I'll-
through.
Yeah, we can
That'll
do
be
that.
fantastic. We'll build a bear, and we'll build a Steve Square bear. A Steve Square bear. How fantastic! Boy, do I come up with ideas. And Steve hates them all. There hasn't been one idea since I've
I
met
didn't
Steve
say
that
that. I
he
didn't
likes.
say
I know
that.
your face by now.
I didn't say that.
All right. He hates it. I'm really excited to watch this movie with Sofia Vergara, Griselda.
I've seen. It's a series, isn't it?
Oh, is it a series? I want to hear hours of her just go, "Oh my God, you're cocaine!
You're gonna be
oh my God,
surprised.
cocaine!"
I've watched it. You're gonna be surprised.
All right, I'm gonna watch it.
She is actually acting,
But
and
here-
she doesn't.
But
sound
here's the
like-
problem. Here's the problem. The people are very up in arms. See, the portrayal is upsetting Bogota, Colombia. They say, "How dare you portray us as a drug cartel? We're a friendly nation. We're not. Why would you portray us as these drug cartel people?"
Says Mayor Lorenzo Vano.
How dare you talk about our drugs like that? You say hello to my little friend. You talk about my drug like that, huh? You talk about our country?
It's a friendly place.
I'll give you some of this. I'll give you something to talk about.
Is it a friendly place?
It's a friend. It's like Disney. Speaking of friendly places, Disneyland plans to unionize.
Really? Well,
Yeah.
they've been working. The workers have been working on that for a while.
It's Mickey Mouse is going on. I want to see Mickey on a picket line with an FU sign, with Goofy going, giving the finger like that Met guy did.
Right.
Mr. Met.
Mr. Met. They should bring him to throw out the first ball on opening day and give a finger to the fans. That'd be fantastic. I should run promotion. Like George got that position for the Yankees. I want to get something like that.
I was Quackerjack.
What is that?
The Ducks, Long
Island Ducks.
Long Island Ducks.
Oh,
There's Quackerjack.
that's the,
that's his
duck?
name. Yeah.
I did one game in their first season. I had 2 legs at the time.
How'd you get that?
Well, the Ducks were brand new to Long Island, so they had a full page ad in Newsday. It was basically a help wanted ad for everything, and they had everything listed from
for the Ducks.
announcers down to people selling, food. And
you didn't have any interest about announcing?
I put my
Or you
name in
just
for
for
a ton
everything?
of stuff, and that's
And you got Quackerjack.
for one game, and I totally identify with Mr. Met giving the finger because it's a horrible gig.
But why one game? Why was it?
They had a guy, and he had a few games that he, for whatever reason, couldn't make. So
Oh,
they had a
so
list
it
of
was
subs.
just- oh, okay.
And I did one game.
And did they-
but
how was
one
the-
game is fine because I'll never do it.
Hey, did they?
$50 for 6 hours inside of that thing, sweating your ass off. Oh yeah, it was awful. Awful. Never again.
They should unionize.
Yeah, right.
Quackerjack.
Tony, that's just another notch on your resume. I mean, you've been, Farmer Willie and Quackerjack.
Farmer Willie's on my resume.
What-
Quackerjack isn't.
What is your favorite role?
I do have fun as Farmer Willie. I
Yeah,
do have
Farmer
a
Willie
good
is
time.
good.
Farmer Willie.
It's just crowd work all day
And-
long, picking on.
And I've only seen your pictures of Farmer Willie, your stills, and you
We-
look like you're so into
Steve
it.
is dying for you to come in here one day as Farmer Willie.
Well, I can do. Oh, well, that we can do if you want to record stuff. Then we'll play it. I'll get you guys in. You can walk around. Yeah, I can get you guys
Giraffes.
in.
No,
And you-
where?
At White Post Farm.
And the
We're on
giraffe.
Farmer
Closed
Willie.
now.
And we'll go see the
We're
giraffe.
talking
Well, yeah,
about
we're talking about
the
it in
new
the fall
season.
when
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
there.
We'll go
Yeah,
see the
but-
giraffe.
right.
Oh, the giraffe.
Yeah.
I would like to see the giraffe.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
I'll get you in. You can walk around the whole place.
That'd be
should
so
do
much
that.
fun.
Let's do that.
Let's do it.
All right, we'll have to remember that in the fall.
I'll remember that in the fall. Table that.
I'll do that. But I know another woman who works for Geico, and I know because I've been like to the street fairs, like around Massapequa and stuff, and Geico would have a table, and they would have a Geico mascot.
Oh, really?
Yes. So I asked her one time. I said, "Hey, were you ever the gecko?" And she just rolled her eyes. Said, "I will never do that again." She's so she's so anti Geico right now as it is. she said, "I will."
Oh God! I was watching this. I was by my folks, and we were watching. Me and my mom and dad. They were telling that they're trying to simulate life on Mars. Okay. So
David Bowie, great song.
good song. So you can fill out an application online, and the NASA website. Not NASA.
Yes, yes.
And
It's always been a problem growing up
Right.
on Long Island. You could NASA or Nassau. It's the same thing, right?
Isn't that? Do you guys launch missions from Nassau County? Where would they put the rocket? What is it? Right from the mall?
And my mother saying, "No, you don't live in Nassau County. This is Nassau."
Nassau. So they are taking applications for somebody to live for a year in Houston, where they've made this enormously simulated Mars planet in Houston. So they want to see how you would sustain life under those,
This is real?
These
This is real.
conditions.
Under these conditions, they want to see mostly living together, how people work together as a team. It's not a lot of they're not taking a lot of people, but it's a year. They don't, I don't know how much. I guess you get paid. I think might get paid, but it's a year, and
It might be a way to.
I think we should do
for
this.
you. It might be a way to pick up girls.
on Mars. I've already finished off this planet. I have no this planet. I've
Another
finished
place
off.
for rejection.
I want to be rejected in the whole galaxy, the whole Milky Way, which by the way is Steve's favorite candy bar.
It is good.
You love the Milky Way. It's got nougat in it, right?
What doesn't have nougat? We got Three Musketeers. We got Milky Way. They all have nougat. whatever nougat really is. You know, we're all worried about the stuff that's on
Ted Nugent. He was a great guitar player.
We're all worried about the stuff that's on the Cheerios. What exactly is nougat? What is it?
Yeah.
Well, what's Huckle? What's on a Huckle?
You know, they probably it was an old
It's a
family.
schmear. You get a schmear on your Huckle.
It was only a family name from the 1800s, and I guess they just, they had, someone spit up a loogie and said, "You're Huckle."
They did that at the immigration table at
Ellis Island.
At Ellis Island.
That's what it's called.
Thank you. The immigration table. That table over there where the Statue of Liberty is.
Yes.
They had that funny commercial. I thought that was funny. Was that in the Super Bowl where they said they're looking out and they go, "Oh my God, look at the gift they gave us," and it was the Statue of Liberty given to the U.S. by France, and they go, "What is the French like?" And the guy goes, "Cheese." So they go over to France, they give him a cheese board, and he's got like 40 Cracker Barrel cheeses on it, and they're like, "Thank you for the cheese." They're like, they gave us the Statue of Liberty. We gave them like Cracker Barrel cheese.
Then you got cheese.
Now, I don't know. Have you seen this show? A Hempstead woman featured in premiere of new Lifetime show. I wasn't expecting a baby. Thought that looks like a fun show to watch.
She wasn't expecting a baby.
But so when do you get the signs that you're gonna have a baby? What do you think about month 9? when is she not sure? I don't understand. I don't know the premise of the show. I wasn't expecting a baby.
There are women that all of a sudden they never realize that they were pregnant.
I don't think that's the.
And for some reason,
you're right.
They've never shown symptoms or they never had any. All of a sudden,
That's what
they
this says.
break their water breaks and.
It says a lack of awareness that one is pregnant. That's the premise of the show. Is real. So how are they filming it? This is really weird. Okay. So that's a little. Oh, did you see who got into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame here, or who's nominated? I'm sorry. These are just nominees.
Yeah. Who?
Mariah Carey,
Yeah.
Mary J. Blige,
Okay.
Cher.
I'll say yes to Mary J. Blige. I'll say yes on Cher. You know what? Why Mary J. Blige? No.
Don't say no to Mariah Carey. My mom loves Mariah Carey.
She's not rock and roll. Sorry.
She ain't rock and roll.
Your mother should know that. She loves Elvis. You
How
got to
about-
compare her to Elvis, please.
How about who's Eric B. and Rakim?
Rap artists.
Circa 1980 from Queens and Wyandanch.
They're still, they're still old guys that they have not put into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Well, Frampton made this list.
Yes, Frampton's on here.
Good.
There's a couple.
Foreigner.
Sade.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put Sade in.
No.
Yeah.
She had like, what, 2 hits?
Sinead O'Connor.
Sinead, 1 hit, maybe
Right.
2 hits. I mean, I don't know
yeah,
why.
that's-
She'll get in, though, because she just passed.
Because she just passed.
Yeah.
Lenny Kravitz.
Good. Yes, definitely.
Ozzy Osbourne.
Yes, of course.
Right. Jane's Addiction.
On the verge.
Yeah.
On the
Now, this is just nominee. Doesn't mean they're in.
right.
Dave Matthews Band.
I like Dave Matthews. Are they Rock and Roll Hall of Famers? Don't know.
And finally, your favorite and mine. I've played this many a nights on Saturday night. Kool and the Gang.
I just don't understand what is up. Why not the Monkees? Why not the Monkees?
Right. The Monkees and Bad Company. Those are
And
my
Bad
2.
Company.
Right?
Oh, Bad Company.
Absolutely.
Bad Company was huge. They
Oh,
had-
and I forgot Oasis.
Nah.
Are you an Oasis fan?
I do like Oasis. They do have a good story though. I mean, it's a good, the Gallagher brothers are definitely a good soap opera.
Yeah.
But it is weird because, right, like they did Dolly Parton. She was like, she had initially said no last year, right? She recognized
guess
that
why I
she
said
was-
I'm not a rock star
Right.
because I'm not a rock
So,
star.
right, it's getting that blurred. There's no
I
more
mean-
bands. There's no more.
I mean, it's
they're
it's
just putting everybody in there.
Dolly is great.
Did you see this? Law and Order is filming at a Great Neck Diner.
Yeah, they always shoot it on all over the place.
Law and Order.
Yeah,
Maybe we can go over there. I can get some. Me, you, and Brian can go over there and get some parts. Brian can get us some parts. Brian would probably be in something like
he
this.
probably could hook us up. Hey, Chris, come on.
I know he does. He was great. I like Brian. Once again, thanks, Brian. Bill's probably watching. My friend Bill, for setting that up. That was fun.
That was good.
I want to get more guests. It's interesting, and B, I don't have to read Newsday as much.
Well, Brian, you got to do part 2 of Brian. You only got to, what, his 20s?
I only got to his early years, his teens. I only got out of junior high school. So
and
it's a 3-part series.
That's it?
And the best part of it is
Yes.
I don't get the abuse that I'm falling asleep on the show.
I don't abuse you. I know you work hard, Steve. You work hard for your money.
We had a
You
guest.
said, sister.
Are you familiar with Frank the Tank?
Yes.
I know that name.
Yeah, he's a sports guy.
Yeah.
Of course.
He was on Hershey and the Keegs last week.
Oh.
And he fell asleep.
Oh,
The
that's
interview.
embarrassing. He was a guest?
He was zooming in as a guest. Yeah.
Oh, and he fell asleep right on the air?
Well, how about
I laughed my ass
well,
off.
how about even worse than that? Dana White comes on the Howie Mandel podcast, and Howie gives him a big, send up and what he's done for for UFC and the business and all that, and says great things about him. And then he says, "I'm sorry, I just thank you for the things, but I just can't do another podcast." And just walked. Dana White just walked out.
No kidding.
He's such a jerk.
There's a video of it.
Such a... Oh.
Yes.
And who was the podcast?
Howie Mandel.
Of all places to, I mean, I can see if he was in here. Like,
Yeah, but why
Howie
agree to
Mandel?
do it?
Well, right.
Why do the whole setup then? He knows
It
it's...
was very weird.
Wow.
I don't know if there's a backstory
There's
to it.
probably something
But
there.
and then you just see them all just like staring. Howie and his co-hosts, it's just dead silence.
Oh, Krish's. I wanted to ask you about Krish's. I was very upset about Krish's.
Yeah,
I hadn't been there in 100 years.
yeah.
My sister there, and we go to the library
Yeah,
right next door.
yeah,
But I
yeah.
hadn't been to Krish's.
Right.
You know Krish's?
I do.
Yeah, of course, everybody does from the area. It's a big nostalgic Long Island spot. So for my mom's birthday, and I said this on last week's show, but I know you know what's really the hub of what's going on. And my mom wanted me to ask. It was her birthday. I wanted to take her there for breakfast. She
Right.
was like, I haven't been to Krish's in 100. Let's go. So I said, I'm setting it up.
Yeah.
We get there, 11 o'clock,
Right.
doors closed. We're pulling on the door. And I'm like, how's this possible? They're a breakfast place. I mean, that's what they're known for.
So
And I know. And then not only
They
that,
used to
so
be.
I look at the time and they don't open till noon. So we had to be somewhere. We went to the Massapequa Diner,
Right.
which was wonderful. But we're leaving, and then all of a sudden the door opens and a guy comes out with a giant German Shepherd screaming at it, going, "I told him, mother," and he's cursing. And then it's this like rough guy, and he gets into his one of those Ram trucks. I don't know what was going on in there. I mean, what has happened with
I
Krish's?
think
Tell me what's going on.
that might be the owner of Krish's, from what, and I know because he advertises on certain Long Island radio stations. I think he's known as Crazy Steve.
Okay. Now
another crazy
I
Steve.
used to know the other Steve, the heavy one, or I don't know if his name was Steve, because we used to talk a long time ago about training. There was, remember the big heavy guy that,
Yes.
worked there or owned it, or
Yeah,
But his name was Steve
Yeah,
too.
I don't know, but let me just say about Krish's.
When was the last time you were there?
I've been there maybe last year.
Okay.
It's not. It's very disappointing, to be really honest with you.
Yes.
The food is overpriced. Is way overpriced.
Yeah, I looked at the menu. I couldn't believe it.
Ice cream is homemade, but and that's way overpriced. I would, you know what? I gotta be honest, Steve. I'd rather just go to Friendly's.
Yeah.
And I like Friendly's ice cream.
I know you
whatever.
like.
I could deal with that and a
between
burger or something like that.
Friendly's, Carvel, and Krish's, which ice cream is yours? So you got Carvel, Friendly's, and Krish's. Summertime. It's about June 11th. Steve's walking around. He's got these three choices. Who are you going to?
Well, if you gave me the choice of those three, it would be Friendly's.
Friendly's.
Yeah.
You work at the one by the mall, right?
I work.
I don't know if you wanted me to say it, but it's the one by the mall, right?
There's one. No, there's one in Massapequa. Friendly's.
No, he's not.
No.
He's talking about where
work.
you work.
You work right.
He's talking about the
mall.
Broadway Mall.
Right.
Oh, what about the Broadway Mall?
So, well, not at the mall, but I just want to make sure I had you in the right
Right.
location. But
Right.
a little south of there, on 107, the Sweet Shop.
The sweet shop. That's right.
The
I drive
food is
by.
fantastic.
I drive by there every day.
It's
yes.
it's very much like
Like
Critch's.
a
It's
kind of
been there
old-time-
since the 40s,
Oh,
so
wow.
it's
Yes.
they have an old time
Okay.
feel. The ice cream is homemade.
Yes. They have coffee there too, don't they?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
some
it's
kid.
fantastic.
Some kid I worked with says it's great. I mean, yeah.
Yep.
The sweet shop. But
That's
I
the
mean,
place.
if you're looking for a certain kind of wrap, and Steve knows where I'm
You
talking
talking about the gobble wrap?
the gobble wrap, which we've had many a nights.
There is. It's was it Pete's?
Peter Pan.
Peter Pan.
Peter
thank
Pan
you.
Diner.
Peter
in
Pan
Bayshore.
Diner in Bayshore.
Fantastic. One of the best. Yeah, they have a great gobble wrap.
Steve would call up and say, "You want to take a ride over to Bayshore? Go get a gobble wrap."
Go get a gobble wrap. Like
It's when Steve used to eat carbs.
Yeah, those are back in the day. I like the gobble wrap. Now I don't. Now
When he would, he would treat himself to carbs. Now he won't even treat himself to carbs.
I only wrap myself in a cloak of depression and anxiety.
Honestly, Tony, Steve was always a very healthy eater, but he would partake.
Yeah,
he would partake
sure.
in his
wraps,
cinnamon
or
raisin bagel
cinnamon
with
raisin
butter.
With butter.
I
Yeah,
mean,
sure, back in the day, toasted.
but that, but now he doesn't even treat himself to that.
Not even with a little hochel on it.
Little on it. Little hotel.
Once you did a bodybuilding show, you were never the same after that. You just
I
you, went,
think
you
that's
really
what-
went.
yeah.
You just never.
Because you really
you
learn
never-
a lot about foods and things.
But
and
you
then
will never treat yourself to even.
And that's when I stopped eating red meat.
But you didn't eat. But
Yeah.
even so, you didn't eat a lot of these things. Anyway,
No. But I guess that it kind of messes with you a little bit, and I went a little overboard. And people are always like, Steve would always say, just have one, just have something, when we go. But there's a lot of things. I don't know what. Even if but then you lose those cravings. Like I don't even crave those
my
things
mom
anymore.
always says like,
I don't crave those things anymore.
why did you go out with Steve? Well, he watches me eat when we go out to eat. He'll just stand
we
there.
used to go to like the Cup, and they used to have
And Steve would. Well,
I
I
wouldn't
would.
get-
I would
yeah.
eat like a pig, Tony, and Steve has a cup of tea, a hot cup of tea.
hot cup of tea. Well, you're
Grandpa
not a big
wants a
sweet-
hot cup
Are you a
of
pretty
tea.
healthy eater?
No.
No. What? Are you more sweets or more like chips and pretzels? Like you like your bags of stuff.
I could eat if it didn't kill me, I could probably eat Hershey bars for every meal every day. Every day.
You love
I
the Hershey
love
bar.
Hershey
Just
bars.
traditional Hershey bar.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Do you know-
I love it.
Nothing like the face.
I know if you
of a
don't-
kid eating a Hershey
That's
bar.
right.
That was my favorite.
Have a
I
song.
love that song.
Actually, that was for years until he had his heart surgery. Letterman used to have Hershey bars, and pineapple.
Wow.
He just have layers of Hershey bars. He would eat these before he goes on to, and caffeine also.
Well, of course.
So I mean, this is how crazy Dave was. He was really. I'm rereading this biography about him, about the show and all that. This is how crazy he was. He said that he didn't like the taste of the Hershey bars after a while because he said they tasted waxy. So they actually shipped them from Hershey. They got fresh bars from Hershey. Wow. They would ship the bars from Hershey because the bars that you got
Hershey
in the
PA.
store were waxy.
Interesting.
I work for Letterman. What's your job? I deliver the Hershey
I
bars.
get the Hershey. Now, my dad is from. Now, there's a connection there. You say Hershey, Pennsylvania. My dad's from York, Pennsylvania, which is home of the barbell.
Of course.
And there's the
I'm
connection
about
to
to say.
fitness. My dad, right? York, Pennsylvania. That's where they made, the York plates. The old time. Yeah. So I got my dad a shirt. York barbell. very cool.
Yes.
So we like that. That's it. We're done.
It's 7:35.
It's 1935. It's 1935. I think we're behind. But I want you guys to have these. Can we keep these nuts here and you can give them out to your guests?
Yeah, if you want. Sure.
Okay, yeah,
That's very nice of
Give
you.
it to everyone.
Yeah, and you can take one home.
Give
or
it a
Tom.
Hershey and the kegs. And
Give them
all
a
these
Hershey.
other people.
They must have good Hershey bars at that show. Hershey and the kegs. And your show's doing good?
Sure.
Tell
Thanks.
Knock 'em Dead Comedy?
Thank you very much.
We
Yes,
love
it is.
Knock 'em Dead Comedy.
Thank you.
Is that every day?
Every day except Wednesday. Yeah.
Oh, you don't-
every weekday except Wednesday.
Every weekday.
And
except
you know
Wednesday.
why?
Well,
Why it's not Wednesday.
It's Prince Spaghetti Day.
Yes, that, but
Anthony!
also,
He passed away. Anthony.
Wednesday is Sunday.
At Carvel.
Yes, exactly.
It's also Hump Day, but that's for another show. Thanks, thanks for sharing your horrific freezing story over the weekend. I
Thank
appreciate that, Tony. Thanks for sharing, and thank you guys for being a part of the fun Steve Squared Show for this
I'm
hour.
just gonna-
Steve, you take a nap. You can chill out, finish your coffee. We'll close out. We'll see you next Monday on the Steve Squared Show at 6:30 p.m. and all your other great shows on Govs Radio. Thanks. Have a great week. You hear the snare drum? Come on. And he would go like this.
Go.
Faster!
Go. Go.
He would wave the baton. He was like the maestro.
Yes.
And I'd go like this.
Yes. I remember, no,